Most people are aware of common phobias, like being afraid of heights or flying in a plane. But there are hundreds more, many of which are extremely rare. So what are some of those unusual phobias, and just how bizarre are they?
Any phobia is a type of anxiety disorder characterized by an intense, irrational fear of a particular situation, object, or animal. Most people realize their fears are extreme, but the anxiety is very real, regardless of how common or rare the phobia. Food-related phobias include the fear of garlic, allium phobia, fear of vegetables, lachanophobia, fear of meat, carnophobia, and even the fear of food itself, sebophobia. If these sound unusual, consider arachibutyrophobia, which is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of one's mouth. Body parts also provide their fair share of terror-inducing phobias. Geniophobia is the fear of knees. Omphalophobia is the fear of belly buttons. But surely the oddest in this category is geniophobia, which is the abnormal and definitely peculiar fear of chins. Animals also figure prominently in odd phobias. Ranidophobics fear frogs, motophobics fear moths, and lutrophobia evokes horror in response to otters. But the weirdest of these by far is zemophobia, fear of the great mole rat, a hairless, sightless, bucktooth rodent that lives underground. Phobias of specific objects are common, but some are less common than others. Allophobics have a morbid fear of flutes. Chronometrophobics have a horror of clocks, and kinetophobics are terrified of string. However, the most perplexing may be consecotalophobia, the fear of chopsticks. Another consideration: it's not uncommon to have more than one phobia, and conflicting phobias could be a real problem. For example, a man with pogonophobia, the fear of beards, might experience even greater anguish if he was also affected by xyrophobia, the fear of razors. Phobias may also be problematic in more ways than one. For instance, vestiphobics, who have a morbid fear of clothing, most certainly experience major issues beyond the fear itself. Clearly, it would be especially difficult also to suffer from gymnophobia, the fear of nudity. Other phobia combinations might actually come in handy. The anablephobic, who's afraid of looking up, might not have a huge problem with nephophobia, the fear of clouds, or astrophobia, which is the fear of stars. Another odd phobia, which may not be so odd but bears mentioning, is penthorophobia, an intensely disabling fear of one's mother-in-law. Honorable mention for the weirdest phobias also goes to pteronophobia, the fear of being tickled by feathers, helminthophobia, the fear of being infested with worms, and blenophobia, the fear of slime. Most phobias can be successfully treated. If you or someone you know is affected by phobias, consult a mental health professional.